and this another one is InBio 460. So the C3 series is basically that card-based controller, and this all controller having that capacity of 3000 card folders and 1 lakh logs capacity. And if in case of in the logs is completing 1 lakh, then that first 20,000 will override that. And we are using one application that is named eSSL Access 3.5. This is basically one desktop-based application. So in this C300, C3200 or InBio 260, this all controller is using with this desktop application. If you are using any Pro series controller, then we should go with this web applications. That is InBio, that is eSSL Biosecurity V5000. And this required license key, and this one is free version one, this desktop. And I already installed that application here. You can see this interface. So just now I'm uninstalling that one. I'll show you how to install that application. Actually, this is one basic thing we require. We will get this RAR file. This is one zip file we can download from our website. And after that, you can extract that. Then you can open this and go with this setup exe. Then it will ask for this permissions, that user permissions, and you just accept that and click next. And it will ask for that where you want to install that application, that path it will ask. Normally, defaultly, it will come in that C drive, one folder name, access 3.5. If you want to change that, you can change with that. Otherwise, you can go with this. It's already one folder is there, that's why it is asking. So next, I can give you as this is also yes, next. And next, it will ask for which DB you want to use. Default one will be MS Access, and if you want to go for any SQL server, you can go with this other database. Otherwise, you can use this default one. If you are choosing this other database, here you can give this SQL credentials like that database name. Hello, can you see my screen now? Okay, fine, sir. I will start this installation once again. Okay. So this is the application, and I'm pending that file. So it will ask just give permission, just accept that agreement and just next. And it will ask for that installation path where do you want to install that file. And already one folder is there, that's why it is asking. You can go with this next, and it will ask for that DB. it will ask for that DB. Default one will be MS Access and another one is SQL. If you want to connect with SQL, you can go with this and you can give this credential here, which is that database name and user login things and that host address. Now, now I'm going with this default DB. Next, and it will ask for one backup folder. So you should manually create this one. I'm just creating one folder on this D drive. Just given that name like eSSL backup. Okay, then next. Now it will ask for install that application. And while installation time only, it will install all that driver and thing, all that SDK things and everything. And we should install this thing. If it is not, if it's not installing properly, it will not communicate that controller properly. So that SDK installation also finished now. After that, it will ask for restart that PC. So we can go with this option on it. We will do that later. And that default username and password will be eSSL. This is the interface for that application. You will get that personal option, device option, access control, and report system. These are the basic options here. Um, so first, I'll go with this personal. Already I restored one DB, that's why it is getting like. Well, I'll show you how to add that controller things. So one controller we added here. You can go with the device option and search access control, and you will get this interface and just click the search option. And that if that controller default IP address will be 192.168.1.201. Like whatever if you want, like if it is in your network, you can change that thing. Okay. So one option is that one. Otherwise, you can add that controller manually. Like you will get one option add. Here, click that next, and you should give that IP address of that controller and click next. And you should choose that if it's two-door controller or four-door controller. Next, one device name. Currently, I'm giving that same IP address to that device name. So you can see here in this page, you will get that device name and serial number and that IP address and which model it is. These details you will get from this device option. And this personal, you can add that users and things like if you want to add one employee, you should go with this personal. So how to add user? you can click this add option. Then you should fill this. Mandatory details will be this personal ID and department, and this personal ID should be numerical. It should be, if this normal controller will only support that numerical IDs. If you want to use that alphanumeric, you should go with that in Pro Series controller with web application. There you can use that alphanumeric. In this normal controller with desktop application, you will get only you can only add numerical IDs. So for example, I'm giving just one ID and I'm choosing one department. Here you will get that department selection. So default one will be, it will comes like company name. If you want to add more, you can add like sales and that department number and parent one, it will default one. Like that you can create. While adding personal, you can choose that particular department from here. So for example, I'm giving that ID and name. I'm giving name as test123. And this card number, please, if you know that card number, then you can manually type. Otherwise, just click this get card number from device. And you should now currently I added 3 controllers in this software. So I'm getting that 3 controllers detail, and you should choose one controller which is online. And I'm choosing one controller. And after clicking OK, just read one card on that reader, any of that reader on that controller, and you'll get that card number here. And details, you can fill this if it is required, you can fill this, and access level. I'll tell you this last. And details, if you want, you can fill this. Otherwise, click OK. Now you can see one user is added here. And now we are adding only users in the software side. We are not giving any permission to access that doors. So for giving permission to access that doors, you should go with this access controller. And here you will get these many options: time zone, holidays, door settings, access level, anti-passback, personal group, multi-card opening, real-time monitoring. In this real-time monitoring, you will get that controller's live data. So here you can, now in this data, I added 2 4-door controller and 1 2-door controller. So I'm getting here total 10 doors. It's visible here, and one controller is in online. If it is in online, it will mention like this. And if it is offline, it will show like this. And time zones, like you can default one, it will come like 24 hours. And if you want to create any particular one, like if for example morning 9 o'clock to evening 6 o'clock, and you can create time zones like this. So I'm giving one name like 9 to 6. And when you this access level is for giving permission for that person. So you can click this add option, and this now I'm giving one name, all those. Then select that those which is you want to give permission. So I'm choosing that for those. And time zone, here you can choose which time zone. Default one will be 24 hours. Otherwise, you can create whatever you want, 9 to 6 or evening 6 to morning, like that you can create from here, from that time zone. After that, in this time zone side, you should choose that time zone, which one you want to use. So now I'm using that 24 one. Then from here, you can select that person, which person wants to access this doors. So for example, I'm using this test 123, this card, and giving permission only for that card. I'm not giving any permission for this test card. So when I'm clicking OK, it will ask for synchronize. So when we are doing any changes in the software side, then you should click this synchronize options. Then only it will upload all the data to that controller side. So now here you can see this, only one controller is online. So that is then fine. And remaining thing happening like connection fail, connect fail. So in this one controller, that one person data is uploaded. So that person will get a permission to access that all photos. And now in this real-time monitoring, you can see that when I'm reading that door, when I'm reading that door, it will comes like normal open. When I'm reading any another card, it will comes like person not registered. So this card is not registered in this software side. You can see that card don't have access to that door. So when you're reading this access card, it will comes like normal open. And you will get that which door you are opening. Here you will get details like that timings and date and that device name and which event. It is mentioned like that device name and which door. It's opening that photo and normal open and that card number and which user is trying to open that door. Which user is opening that door. And you will get that in or out status from here. It's in like in that C3 200 controller, that two door controller, four door controller, we can connect two readers for one door, like entry and exit. Here it will mention like what he is doing entry or exit. If it is in out, it will come like it will mention here out and that verification type only card. So in C3 400, I already mentioned that thing in C3 400 controller, it's a card based one. If you want to use finger and card, then you should go with that InBio series controller. There you will get that if you are verifying by finger, here it will comes like fingerprint. And I will mention this one is anti-perspect. So we can select that controller. So anti-perspect means like, for example, I'm taking that four door controller. If you are choosing door one and door two anti-perspect, like if the door when you are coming and when you're opening that door one, you should go with that door number two. Like you'll get one entry and one exit door. It should be followed. Like if one person is punching on that entry door, after that, if he is punching on that entry door again, he will not get access there. It will mention like anti-passback. He will go with that exit door only. So here, this kind of conditions will be the reader-wise anti-passback. In two-door controller, you can give that reader-wise anti-passback. This reader-wise anti-passback, like means if any person is punching on that entry reader, he should go from that out reader only. Otherwise, he will not get access again on that same door. And multi-card opening means like it's some kind of lock. It will work like that. So if, for example, if one door is there, so we should assign two cards for that one door. So if we want to open that door, two persons should read their card sequentially. First person, one card, first person read. After that, that second person should read that second card. Then only the door will open. For that, you should create one personal group here. For example, I'm giving that group name as test and group number two. If it, you don't need to choose any group number here. And verify type, you can choose like fingerprint or card or password like that. I'm giving here any. So like that, I created one group here. Then select that group and you should add person on that group. So I'm selecting two persons in that group. Click OK. I just created one group and I added two person in that. After when you are choosing this multi-card option, you should click this add and select which control, which door. For example, I'm choosing one door and in that you should select that group and that personal count. So if you are choosing two, so if you want to open this particular door from that group, that two person should come and read that cards. Then only that door will open. Yeah. And real-time monitoring already mentioned that thing. You'll get this live data here and advanced access. Here you need to use this. You will use this interlocking linkage for card normal open. So interlocking means when we are choosing two doors. So when we are choosing two door interlocking between door one and two. So here if you want to apply this interlocking functions, then we should use that door sensor or we should go with that feedback lock. Actually, controller will not identify that door is opened or closed condition. So that's why we are using that door sensor there. In controller side, we have one option to connect that door sensor, or otherwise you can use with that feedback lock. And if you are using this interlocking between door one and two, so if when your one person is coming and that person is opening that first door and he is not closing that first door properly, then that second door will not going to open. If that first door is closed properly, then only that second door will open. Like if you are using any laboratory or preserve area, that in the kind of situation we will use this interlocking system. And linkages is for like fire alarm or anything like that you can use. If you want to use any fire sensor or smoke sensor, and otherwise if you want to use any trigger from controller side, you can use these linkages. In controller side, we will get two auxiliary in and two auxiliary out. So for example, I'm giving one name test and I'm choosing that controller and trigger condition you can choose from here. What trigger you want to give to that controller. So for example, I'm giving this auxiliary input shorted. So that fire sensor will connect with that controller set auxiliary in, and you can choose which auxiliary in you are going to connect. For example, I'm choosing that auxiliary input to, and what output you want to get from that controller when this trigger is happening. So for example, if you are choosing lock, we can choose that which lock and what condition we need to apply. So if we are choosing normal open, if any fire happen, that fire sensor will trigger to that auxiliary in. That time this lock will open automatically. Otherwise, you can choose this auxiliary out and you can choose which auxiliary and you can select this close. And that time, if any fire happen, that sensor will give one trigger and that you which if you connect any buzzer or a hooter on that auxiliary output, it will get. And this first card normal open means if like if one person is coming and we can choose one person, if that person is punching on that door will continuously open for particular time. Like so first we should choose that door. I'm selecting one door from here and access time zone will be 24. So I selected one door here and we should add one person also. So I'm selecting one another person, this first test. After that, if that person is punching on that door will continuously open for next 24 hours. After that, again it will close. If any another person is coming, it will work normally like how they having access like for 5 seconds or like that. If this person is coming and punching on that door, that time the door will open continuously for particular time. And in this door setting, you can change the door name and sensor. Like if you are connecting any door sensor, you can give that conditions like NC or NO, and you can give here that lock open duration. Like if you are punching on that door, how many seconds that door should be open. Look, maximum you can give 0 to 254 seconds. And punch interval means like if you are reading one card, after 2 seconds only, that next card will be detected. Otherwise, it will come to like validation period too short. And verify type. It's you can give on password or card or fingerprint. And if you are selecting any, um, if you are choosing any in bio control, then only you will get that fingerprint option. And in report, you'll get that all transaction report and logs. And from here, you can select that particular dates details or device, which device details you want. Or you can sort by dates or like personal ID or name. And you can select that verification type, like fingerprint verification report only. If you want, you can select that fingerprint one or card one. Which verification type you want, you can choose from here. And event description means like what trigger happening, like if any controller getting disconnected, that time it will mention here. If you want to get that report, whatever the report you want, you can select from here. And custom report will be there. You can select and you can choose in that custom report what are the report you want. You can select only that details and you can create one custom report. And system, you get two options. One is database and system. In database, you will get these options like data connections, backup database, restore, and set database backup path. So database connect, while installation, we will choose that database which is MS Access or SQL. If you want after installation, if you want to change that database, you can go with this system and database connection and go with this SQL next, and you can give that credential here also. If you are changing this database, that entire data will be new again. And backup. Backup means if you want to take any software backup, you can take from here. This is same like restore. You can, if you have any proper backup, you can restore the DB here. And this one for like if you want, oh, when you are taking backup, it will store in this path. Like while installation time, we are giving one path. In that path, it will store. If you want to change, you can change. Otherwise, if you are taking this, when you are exiting that software, that backup automatically one backup will take. If you when you are closing that software, that time automatically one backup will store in that folder. I will mention this controller models once again. One is C3200 and C3400 and InBio this is card based one. So basically in C3 series we have 30,000 of card holder capacity and 1 lakh log capacity. In that InBio series we have 3,000 of card holder capacity, no 30,000 of card holder capacity and 3,000 of fingerprint capacity. All controller having same 1 lakh log capacity, and if it is complete, then it will override that cost 20,000. And in this device option, you will get this much options from here. So if you are choosing one controller, and you can edit that controller details like name and things. And if you like, if that controller is in offline condition, then also that data will stored in that controller set. After that, when you are connecting with that application, you can download that data from that software set. So for that, you can select that controller and you can click this get logs. You can go with this get logs option. And if you want to download that user details from that controller side, you can select and get the personal data from that controller side you can use. So it is for getting logs from that. And if you want to manually synchronize, if you want to manually upload all the data to that controller side, you can select and sync all data to device. In the software synchronization means it's uploading all data to that controller side. and get personal data. You can download that, like in that controller side, if you have already some users detail, you can download that users detail from that controller side. And these things you can synchronize that timing for, like if any changes in timing from that PC time to controller time, you can synchronize, and for modifying IP address. And here you will get these options like you can remote open doors from here. When you are clicking in this real-time page, when you are clicking this doors, and you will get these options like remote opening or remote closing, or you can open from here and you can give that second, how many seconds you want to open that doors, you can give that. And passage mode means if you click this passage mode, continuously the door will open. If you enable this, after that door is not going to close again. And for example, now I'm just enable that passage mode. So after that, if you want to close that doors again, you should go with select and click this close selected doors and disable intraday passage mode time zone. And in those settings, you can change the door names and things. I already mentioned that thing. And if you want to change that vegan setting, normally we are going with that auto. And if you are using any 34-bit or 26-bit, any specific reader, that time you can select that specific bit rate from here. Like if you don't want to use any, like only if you want to use 26 or only you want to use 34, anything like that, you can select that bit rate from here for particular door. In reader setting, you can change that reader name. Like normally it will come like that controller name and that in or out status. So if you want to change any exit or main door exit or anything like that, you can change that reader name like from here, this reader setting. In the same way, here it's coming for auxiliary. Basically, in all controller, we have that auxiliary input and auxiliary output. In two-door controller, we will get two auxiliary input and two auxiliary output options. And in four-door controller, we will get four auxiliary input and four auxiliary output. How to connect the database with third-party application? ParallelDB. Here, ParallelDB is not possible here. You can, if you want to integrate this application with any another your third-party application, we can provide you that table details. Like we can attach with SQL, and if what details you require, you can tell that, and we'll tell what are the details in application side it's possible. We can provide that table details. You can integrate with that. Yeah, for this much only, I will explain all this thing once again, that personal thing and device adding things. So personal, I already mentioned for adding users, for adding this personal details, and for adding that you can click this add option and you can fill this. For getting that card number, you can click this get card number and you can select that controller which is online. Like that you can add users. For adding device, you can go with the search option and from there you get that controller. If you want to modify that controller IP from here, you can modify. And for adding manually, you can go with this one. Manually, you can give that controller IP and things from here. And after adding personal and controller, you should go with this access level and create that particular access levels like which is you require. Like for example, this only for 2 doors, and which person want to access that only 2 doors, and select that timing and give one name. Like that, you can create that access level. These are the basic things for this controllers. And if you require linkages for fire sensor or anything, you can create linkages from here. For that also, you can click add, give one name, select which controller, and trigger condition, which this many trigger condition will be here, which you require. You can select that, and what output you want, you can choose that. Or if you are choosing auxiliary output, you should connect one buzzer or anything, one indication on the maybe light or buzzer, and you can get that output what you want. And report and system already mentioned. This is the main things: database connection and backup, and set backup for database connection. You can change from here. Default one will be MS Access, and if you want to go with SQL, you can change that. And already mentioned that if you want to integrate this application with any third party, so we can provide that table details. Integration will be up to you. Yeah, if you have any if you need any clarification, you can mention that. Yeah, HID readers we can use with this, but HID proxy reader we can use. If you are going to use any another HID reader, we should check from outside first. Then only we can confirm that. So that if you are sending any which HID reader you are going to use, you can send that reader to our side. We can check, and after that only we can confirm that thing. Is there any another doubt? Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, tell me.
Sir, is that can we integrate this device with any other brands panels?
Other brands panels means I'm not getting which panel.
I mean, actually, existingly the customer is using Siemens panel. Okay, so if they want to integrate this device with Siemens, actually they can collaborate.
No, I'm not getting. Collaboration means what? Like you want to Siemens
You
panel
know,
for four-door controller
ex
or any controller or any another device.
example, existing customer using ZKT products. Okay, the
Okay.
same model, the same panel actually.
Okay.
I mean, the same board.
Okay.
If they want to integrate with this ESL product, actually, that we can integrate with this. The
Yeah.
both of the device that can be controlled with the single software. Is it
Yeah.
possible?
Yeah. You can go with this Access 3.5 software. It will work.
Okay. Okay.
No.
And what about the fire panel triggering? Actually,
Fire
if there
panel.
is a fire panel trigger, if any cause of emergency, if a fire panel or some any kind of intimation that will get from the controller, that is fire
Yeah,
panel controller,
yeah,
that will automatically trigger actually.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's this linkage is for that.
Okay.
So just for example, we are choosing one controller. So that fire panel will connect with that auxiliary port, auxiliary input port.
Okay.
Okay. So you can choose this after connecting in this, you should create these linkages from software side. So
Okay.
you should choose which auxiliary you connected that fire panel
Okay.
and what output you want to get. Lock means if you are choosing that lock, when you
Okay.
are getting any trigger from that fire panel, automatically that door will open.
Okay.
Otherwise, if you
Okay.
want to get any buzzer or anything, you can choose this auxiliary output and you can choose
Okay.
that which port
Buzzer in the sense actually.
put up.
I get it. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay. For
Okay. Is
fire,
there any manual call point option? Is there except this?
no. Automatically you will get these things only.
Okay. That you can use the same connection for the manual call point also, because
Manual.
sometimes the client may not have an.
Yeah,
Uh,
for that also the same only. You can connect that thing in this auxiliary and you can create this linkage. If you are giving any trigger manually there,
okay.
automatically it will happen.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Fine.
Okay. Anything else? Can- Yeah, you can connect face readers like if you are using any eSSL face readers like A face Magnum or anything, which biometric device having vegan out, you can connect with our controller. In our controller side, we having that vegan reader ports, so we should get that we connection from that biometric device, vegan out connection, we should connect with that controller side. After that, it will work.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, tell me.
Sir. This application supports its which one? The Mac OS or
No,
what type of OS it supports actually?
on Windows only. Mac it will not support.
Okay, Linux.
Yeah, Linux you can install. Linux and
Yes.
Windows it will support.
Okay, okay. The same GUI it will come.
Yeah, it's same only. Same
Okay,
API you can install on that Linux or that Windows.
okay, okay. And what about the third-party database integration?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we are not doing any integration for this. If you want to attach this application with any third party, we can
Okay,
provide that table details. Like we can attach with that SQL and that user details and things we can
okay,
provide where it is storing that query and
okay.
everything done by your side only.
That means actually you are giving access for the master database. Okay, right?
Yeah,
Hello.
yeah.
Okay. So through from the master database, I can fetch the data.
Yeah, you can take all the data from them.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay. Mm, anything else? Any another? We can. Yeah, we can connect F22. F22 actually which biometric device having that vegan out, we can connect that. Like we should take vegan out connection from that biometric device that we can connect with our controller. F22 we can connect.
Okay. Hello.
Yeah, tell me.
How many devices that we can connect with this application? Is there any
Uh,
limitations there?
20 to
Users?
25 dose you can use with this application.
How many devices?
20 to 25 dose.
20 to 25 dose.
Yeah. Like you can use more than thing, but we are suggesting that one. Maybe application will only capable for that proper work. It will happen. If you are using more than that, we will suggest web application.
Okay. So that we can uh, interconnect with all the devices actually. Multiple devices we can connect in single application, right?
Yeah, in the single application you can use.
So on what about the device to do? If I okay example, if I'm just giving an access for an employee in a single device.
Okay.
Okay, so I just want to specifically, I want to just give the access for I'm using an example. I'm using a 10 devices actually. Okay. So I just want to give an access for the first device and the seventh device actually.
Okay.
That we can specifically we can mention that.
Yeah, that's why I already mentioned this access level, right? So in
Any
this
time limitations?
yeah. So in this software, I totally added 3 devices here. You can see that IP address 240, 201, and 200. So when
No,
you
no, no. Actually, yeah, I
yeah,
got this
that,
point actually. What I'm asking is actually specifically if I want to mention a time for 9 o'clock
that
to
only I'm saying.
5 o'clock.
That only I'm saying.
Okay.
Here you can create specific time zone from here. So default
Okay.
one 24. So I created one 9 to 6 and one another is here.
Okay.
So I for for this access level, I choose 24 hours for this person
Okay.
and create one more thing. And you can choose that same door or any door, and you can choose that another time zone for another person.
Okay.
Okay, like that you can create.
Can we mention any expiry date actually? Is there any options except the timing?
No, no, no. For that you can give like you can do one thing. In this user, you can you uh, 1 minute.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
You can here you can set that valid period here.
Okay. This is the one actually I expected. Okay.
Like from
The
starting.
start date and the end date, right?
Yeah,
So once the end date
specific
is
period.
okay.
After that, that person will not get access.
Okay. This is what I want. Okay, fine. Got it.
No.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Oh, any another things?
Hello.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, sir. Which sorry. हेलो
Yeah, tell me.
सर कार्तिक बोल रहा हूँ
Okay.
सर जैसे कि हम यहाँ पे अपना जैसे बायोमेट्रिक लगा हुआ है
Biometric. Actually, I don't know Hindi that much. Can you tell me once again?
एक्चुअली सर आई एम इंस्टॉल टू बायोमेट्रिक सिस्टम इन
Okay.
इंडोर
Okay.
देन ऐड टू एक्सेस कंट्रोल हाउ टू
Ah,
that
that only I already mentioned. Like, you can take which device having that weekend out, which biometric device having that weekend out, that you can connect with that controller. In controller side, we have that weekend port. WD0 connection, we can connect. Normally, we will connect the KR500 readers. In that place, you can connect that biometric devices. So in this C3200, you can connect 4 readers there. For single door, 2 readers. So if you want to use 2 biometric for 1 door, you can use the in C3200 entry and exit you can use the.
okay sir one question
Yeah.
uh, intrusion alarm indicate to access control in,
I'm not getting.
yes sir
Hello. Tell me once again.
in,
Hello.
intrusion system indicate to access control in case intrusion the panic alarm etc so how to open door to settings of access control
Say once again. Actually, I'm not understanding what you're saying. Hello.
yes sir
Tell me once again.
सर मेरे कहने का मतलब ये है कि मेरे को इंट्रूजन अलार्म को इंटीग्रेट करना है एक्सेस कंट्रोल से इन केस अगर कोई पैनिक होता है तो मेरा जो मेन डोर है, जिसको मैं चाहता हूँ कि पैनिक होने पर वो डोर हमेशा क्लोज रहे।
Asking about fire panel.
नो नो सर, फायर वाले नहीं, इंट्रूजन अलार्म।
Alarm.
यस सर, इंट्रूजन अलार्म।
When you are opening one particular door, you want to get alarm.
यस सर।
Okay.
Sir, actually, intrusion alarm, that means actually it's a burglar alarm.
Okay. You can
It's a PRA sensor actually. It works with the PRA sensor.
Okay. You should give trigger manually or automatically it will give trigger.
I think actually there will be a trigger option with the device actually.
Okay.
Okay, so once the relay is activated, that the relay we should connect with our panel actually.
Okay. Same this linkage only that we can use here. Hello. That can you hear? I think you are asking about that sensor. You can use that same linkage option. In auxiliary port, you can connect that with sensor. Actually, I was not audible properly. That sensor you can use in this auxiliary input. After that, what output you want to get, you can choose from here. You can choose this buzzer, auxiliary output, and you can choose scooter or any indication light or anything from here. And you can give this, select this close. After that, if you are giving any triggers there, that light or buzzer, it will get on. For all sensors, if you are using any sensors there, you can go with this linkage options. You can connect that sensor to that auxiliary port. After that, you can take that output from those or any buzzer or anything. I think you got that point. If you need clarification, just tell me once again. Do you have any doubts or any clarification required? Any another? So I already mentioned that thing. We can use biometric devices with controller. So which having weekend out, you can connect the. Yeah, tell me. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah,
Sir, actually, is that can we integrate? Can we use normal eSSL devices with this application?
normal devices means can you mention it more?
X990 K30 or something like that.
Actually, we are not suggesting that thing, and we are not suggesting that thing. If you
Okay.
are going to use in this application, we will give support for controllers.
Okay.
Okay, maybe actually, if you want, you can use, but you should take responsibility. Maybe any table details is missing, and that will happen. That's why.
Okay.
For
And one
controllers,
more
it
thing.
will work properly. If you want to use any biometric device, you can go with that e-time track light or anything like that.
Okay. Fine. And one more thing, actually. Right now, one of my I just installed another model, another brand controller. Okay.
Okay.
That is a photo controller. Well, the thing is actually, they have programmed the card actually already. It is an HID high class reader, and it is an HID high class card.
Okay.
And it is programmed card actually. Can we use the same card with this actually? And the programmed in the sense actually there will in the device actually there will be a specific site code, and there will be a specific version option will be there, 26-bit and 32-bit something. So can we use the same card with this with our device?
Site code and things, it will not possible with this controller and software.
Okay.
If you want to use HID cards, you can use HID readers. Proxy it will work. Another HID readers we should check, and after that only we can confirm. Because HID reader having different bitrate and format.
Yeah. HID high class is there and HID proximity is there.
That's why we should check with that reader. Then only we can confirm with that.
Okay. That any card reader that can be support with our device?
Any card reader means actually our controller is communicating through vegan and RS485. If any
Okay.
reader with that format, it will support.
Okay.
Any reader with RS485 communication reader or vegan communication, it will support.
Yeah, most of the devices that comes in the RS485 are vegan actually.
Yeah, that it will support with this.
Okay. Because existingly customers having HID iClass reader. Okay.
Okay.
So if I connect the same reader with our device, it will work or what?
That we should check. Then only we can confirm that.
Okay.
Without checking for HID readers, I can't say.
Okay.
Proxy it will work. iCloud and things we should check, and after that only I can confirm.
Okay.
For HID, I'm saying another way, normal proximity reader and MyFair reader, it will support.
Okay. Okay. And what about how that we can enroll the fingerprint?
Fingerprint,
in
I forgot to say that. For fingerprint enrolling, we should use enrollers, fingerprint enrollers. Actually, we have
Specifically, there is
enroll-
any specific application is there or?
No. I'll show you in this application side. So you can go with this personal and add in this side. You should use that enrollers. We have models like eSSL 9500 or eSSL 7500.
Oh,
That you
that is a
can
USB model device or
your USB model.
that is a USB model device, right?
That you can connect with your PC. After that, you can enroll your fingerprint from that.
Okay.
From
That
that,
USB module has to be connected with the PC